It's 2019 and I'm on a mission for a healthier, fit me. Good morning, everybody. This is your girl, Gotta Drop It Diva. Trying to see which way I'm supposed to be looking. I'm looking the wrong way, I know I am. Anyway, I'm just here to do my weekly video check-in. I'm not myself this week. I'm real down in spirits. Me and my boyfriend both broke up. We've only been in a relationship, well, we've been dating 7 months. In a relationship since like Christmas, and I'm just like, what the fudge? Like, I feel like I just went through this with my daughter's father, and I'm just tired of going through this. So it's been an emotionally draining week. Feel like the week has been dragging. I'm just not feeling it, y'all, but I promised myself that I'm not going to be an emotional eater. I'm not going to let this take me off of my weight loss journey. It's just another bump in the road, and I'll be glad when I'm past this bump in the road. So yeah, I'm just going to talk a little bit about, I'm going to talk about a little bit about what went on, our relationship. I don't know, talking about it seems to be helping me get through it. Today is technically the start of day 3 of not talking to him, and just I'm into zodiac signs just a little bit. I don't know all the moon stars, I don't know all that, but I do feel like it's some truth to what people say about Geminis, Cancers being compatible, things like that. I feel like some of the signs are dead on. So I'm a Gemini, he's a Cancer. I am 4 years older than him. We met online, and we started dating. Our very first date was awesome. Like, he initiated everything, and that's what I have been wanting in a relationship, because I felt like I was always the one initiating, putting forth effort, planning, and I just wanted to feel what that felt like for a change. So he like almost basically immediately swept me off my feet with the first date. But then I noticed after the first date, we didn't really do much. We didn't go anywhere too much. He wasn't a talker on the phone, so we did more texting. And then at some point, probably about 3 months in, I started inviting him to my home, because we wouldn't really go anywhere. Well, we would go meet, park, go have ice cream, stuff like that. So I'm a Gemini. It started to become boring. So I'm like, okay, I'll invite him to my house, watch movies. Mind you, I have a daughter. So I was a little bit leery about inviting him over, but he met her a couple of times, and most of the time he would come over. She wouldn't really see him, because I didn't want her to get attached to him and something like this happened. So I'm glad I didn't really let them get that connection, that bond. But it was just like through the course of the relationship. Oh, sorry, I thought I heard my daughter. So in December, we had our little spats, but they were like crazy, not over the top. We would get into a heated argument. He would tell me he needs a break. I would give him his break, and then before we can even get good into the break, he would be reaching out to me. Good morning, beautiful. How are you doing? Things like that. So I was confused. Like, you just told me you needed a break. I gave you a break, and now you're reaching out to me. So I never really could figure out that. So I think that happened twice. After the second time it happened, a couple of weeks later, he came, well, the second time it happened, he's like, I just need to get myself together. It's not you, it's me, with one of those type of things. So again, I gave him space, and I wouldn't text him, I wouldn't call him, and he would be reaching out to me. But then when I would reply back to what he sent me, he wouldn't respond. So I thought it was just like the strangest thing ever. However, so we made it through that, and in December he asked me to be his girlfriend. So I was like, yes. I was excited for it because I didn't want to put any pressure on it. So if we went into a relationship, I wanted this to be something that didn't feel forced, didn't feel pressure. Mind you, I started dating him in August, so I didn't want to feel like I was jumping into anything. This is my first serious relationship since breaking up with my daughter's father a year and a half ago, which you'll see back in some of my videos. So I was just trying to proceed with caution, and I thought I did a really good job proceeding with caution. So I thought. So then, fast forward, so like December 8th, he asked me to be his girlfriend. So we made it official. Now, he has children. They live in the same state but another city. So, they came, spent Christmas. That means their mother, his ex-wife, was there. I was okay with that because, me and my daughter's father have a similar type of situation. So I didn't press the issue about spending the holidays with him or anything like that because I knew his kids were important to him. So I didn't press that. I feel like I did a lot of compromising from what I normally would do in my relationship just to try to make this relationship work. So it felt like as soon as we made it official, it felt like he put on some brakes almost, because it started becoming 3 weeks before I seen him, 4 weeks before I seen him. So I mean, I'm seeing him months at a time. Now I do want to say he changed hours at work. So I work like 9 to 5:30. When I first met him, he was working 6 to 3. So it did make it a lot easier for us to hang out, spend time together, or whatever. And then he changed to overnight, where he was working 4 in the morning to like 2 in the afternoon, which was why I was at work. And then when I come home, he would pretty much be asleep. So it did make it a little bit more difficult for us to see. But I mean, I'm the type of person, I don't care if I see you for 30 minutes, give you a hug, give you a kiss, you be on your way. Sometimes he did come over and stay the night and leave from here and go to work. The mystery comes in. So I would go to his house sometimes. I would pick him up. I knew he lived with his mother. I never got an invite in. I never got introduced to his mother. And I mean, I'm talking about over 7 months of dating. And anybody would say, come on, girl, like, you knew some signs. Something was not right with that. But he told me up front, he's like a Cancer, like I said, and he moves slow, so he didn't want to get into introducing, too soon and all that. So I put the brakes on that. I didn't pressure or anything like that. And it was easier for him to come over here with me just because my daughter was here than packing up my daughter, taking her to his house, what have you. So long story short, and I trusted him. I trusted everything he told me because I'm a researcher, and I'm gonna be honest, everything that he ever told me, I kind of researched it, like whatever that means. Social media, we weren't even friends on social media, but I found out what I needed to know. So I found out who his mother was, I found out who his ex-wife was, and based on everything he told me, it added up. So I didn't question anything that he told me. Fast forward last Monday night, mind you, it's been a month now since I seen him. And every time I ask him to do something, hey, you want to go hang out? Hey, you want to do this? Oh, I'm tired. I'm in the bed. I'm laying here. So I started to be like, what the hell is going to take for us to spend time together? So I was already kind of thinking about having this conversation with him. Like, what are we doing? We doing this or we not doing this? Because I was starting to get a little frustrated, a little bored, and I felt like I was begging to spend time with him, and that's not what I was trying to do. So last Sunday, or now it would be the Sunday before last, I text him my normal text message. I go to bed early, I get up pretty early, and he usually falls back to sleep around that time because he gets back up for work at like 2-3 o'clock. So I sent him my normal text message. I'm like, good night. He never responded. I went to sleep. I woke up at 6:30 in the morning. I had a text message from him said I'm on my way. So I'm like, you on your way? Like, I text you at 9 something saying good night, and you text me at 11 something saying you're on your way. So of course, immediately I texted him at 6 in the morning, like, on your way where? And he was like, that was last night. I'm like, I know that was last night, but where were you on your way to last night? He was like, nowhere now. So now I feel like you playing games and you just beating around the bush, not gonna answer the question. So instantly I went into defense mode thinking you're on bullcrap. So I called him out. I'm like, okay, obviously that message wasn't for me. I said, based on your actions, I'm starting to feel like it's somebody else. If that's what it is, you need to say that's what it is, blah, blah, blah. Typical woman response to something like that. And I didn't get ratchet. I didn't call him out his name. I just said, if that's what it is, say that's what it is. So took him about 45 minutes to respond. So now I'm like, since you can't respond, that gives me my answer. So he responded. He was like, that message was for you. I was hoping that you were up, but I never got a response. So apparently you was up. I just wanted to come over and cuddle with you, and now I'm being accused of cheating. Now, if he would have said that the first time when I said, where was you going? Conversation over. Like, you could have said that the first time. You didn't have to beat around the bush of, never mind, nothing, that was last night. Like, if he'd have said that first statement the first time, I'd have squashed it, wouldn't have thought nothing of it, and kept my day going. So he proceeds to say, you know, now I'm being accused of cheating. If you don't trust me, we don't need to be together. You know, typical stuff people say when they get accused of something. I didn't know it was going to lead to a breakup. So when he says that, I just responded like, okay. I mean, I said my couple of other little words, and then I just left it at okay. So the whole day, this is like 9 in the morning, the whole day we're like mad at each other. Nobody says anything to each other. Mind you, I've been the one primarily doing all the reaching out in the relationship. It was like, if I didn't initiate it, it didn't happen. So I was getting tired of that. So this particular day, later on that night, at like 8 o'clock that night, he reached out to me and was like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, just about to shower so I get ready for bed, whatever. I'm like, what are you doing? He was like, oh, just going through our pictures, deleting our pictures. Since we not together anymore, I don't need them. So I'm like, I'm thinking like, you still serious about this? So I said, that's what you wanted. He was like, no, I'm not about, he was like, that's not what I wanted, but I'm not about to be accused of cheating, so it's over. Just like that. Somebody you've been with 7 months, you never really had any issues with, it was just like, it's over. But the kicker is, after he said that, he was like, can I come over and cuddle and lay with you one last time? So I'm like, what? You just broke up with me and now you're talking about, can you come cuddle with me or whatever? So I turned him down. I'm like, no, you can't come cuddle. So then he's like, well, why not? I'm like, you just broke up with me. Like, why are you gonna come over and cuddle with me and you just broke up with me? So he was just like real persistent, and I kept rejecting him. He was like, well, since I can't come over, you must have a new boo over there. I'm like, in a matter of a couple of hours, I'm gonna have a new boo and they at my house already? I'm like, very not likely. I'm like, but you just told me you broke up with me because you were accused of something that you're not doing, but then you just turn around and do the same thing to me. Now, mind you, he did the same thing to me back in October, accused me of having somebody to go to my friend's house for Thanksgiving, but the moment I did it, it's over. So I'm confused. So I didn't let him come over. The whole next day, which would have been last Tuesday, goes by. We didn't see each other. He reaches out to me like 6 o'clock. Hey, I'm like, hey, like, what you doing? How's your day? Stuff that I've been wanting him to do for the last couple of months that he haven't done. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's coming around. I'm still not thinking breakup time. So he was like, well, can I come over? He said, can I come over and stay the night with you one last time? He said it again. And I'm like, I don't like that one last time. He was like, do you want me to come over, yes or no? So now I'm thinking, he just kidding, he bull crapping, whatever. So I agreed to let him come over. He came over, he stayed the night. We had a good time. He woke me up, got up for work like usual, gave me a hug when he left, texted me when he made it to work. Everything appeared normal. Mind you, keyword, he's a Cancer. So I'm a Gemini, I'm a little stubborn, so I'm trying to fill this out. So all day I didn't reach out to him. So it came like 9 o'clock and I'm like, okay, somebody got to be the bigger person here, because obviously we stubborn and we both want this, but we both fighting it. So I reach out to him. I'm like, hey. That's all I said was hey. No response, nothing. So I'm like, okay. The way I'm set up, I'm like, I'm not texting him anymore. So I left it at that. All day Thursday went by. Neither one of us said anything. Friday came by. I text him. I'm like, okay, I'm cracking. I broke down. I text him a question. He didn't respond, or at least respond as fast as I thought he should. And like maybe 20 minutes later, I text him back like, you know what? Disregard what I asked you. I forgot what I said, but I'm like, you don't have to worry about me bothering you anymore. I'm going to delete your number. Instantly. As soon as I said I was going to delete his number, he messaged me back like, really? So I'm like, okay. He interested because he's responded back to what I'm saying. So I'm like, yeah, I've been trying to reach out to you and I haven't heard anything. I said, so I guess we're done. I'm like, I guess we're done. He was like, I told you that. So at that time, my heart is like, oh, it's like I just felt a million pieces. Now I feel stupid. I'm like, why did I reach out to him? I should have left the first day when he didn't respond. I should have left it at that, because it was starting part of the healing process. And now here I go, starting the whole cycle all over again. So I'm like, I'm going to take the bigger, mature route. And I sent him this long text message and thanking him for the last 7 months, thanking him for the experiences that we had, thanking him for the lessons, wishing him well, telling him take care of his babies. And I was like, I'm out. Like, peace. Like, you're not gonna keep just stabbing me in my heart. Like, I'm a Gemini. I love hard. I love with my heart, and I felt like I put a lot into that. And for you just to walk away like that, it was just like, wow, you weren't here for it to begin with. That's what I felt like. So make matters worse, he just didn't respond. He didn't respond. It was like 9 o'clock at night. He didn't respond. So I'm like in tears, upset. I'm just like, why did I even reach out to him? I shouldn't have reached out to him. I'm just like in my feelings, like big time. Saturday afternoon comes around. I get 4 text messages from him. One says, don't think I didn't ever want to be with you. The second one says, you're a great woman, mother, friend, etc. The third one says, it just wouldn't have worked out. And the fourth one was like, what did the fourth one say? I always think about you and always care about you. So I'm like, you know what? I at least got that. I didn't respond. I don't know if I was supposed to respond, but I didn't respond because I'm like, I got that. I'll take that and I'll start working on my closure. About an hour later, my phone accidentally dials him, but I was at work, so I couldn't answer. I couldn't talk to him or whatever. And I'm like, I didn't want to dial him because I didn't want him to think I was trying to reach out to him. You said what you said. I said what I said. Let's let the healing begin from there. At least that was my logic. So about about 5 hours went by. He reached out to me. He's like, hey, did you call me? I didn't say anything. Because I'm like, at the same time, I want him to see how rude and how hurtful it feels when somebody's reaching out to you and you're not responding. And I know it's petty. It's probably a game that I don't like to play. But, hey, it is what it is. So 2 hours went by. He texts me. He says, I guess you're not talking to me because you're back on Badoo. Now, Badoo is the website that we both met on. And when we started dating, we both agreed to delete the page, which we did. And I didn't set up the Badu page until Friday night after he was like, I told you I was done. So I'm like, okay, back to the drawing board. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't go on Badu looking to meet anybody or meet anybody new. I went on there because I thought he might be on there. So I'm like, I ain't ready to go on there and meet no new people or none of that, but I just kind of figured he would be on there. But when I searched or whatever, I couldn't find him on there, but some kind of way he found me. So I responded back to him, and I was just like, I didn't know that needed a response. I'm like, you said your piece, I said my piece. I was just gonna leave it at that. I'm like, I told you I wouldn't bother you anymore. So then he came back with, you're not bothering me. If you were bothering me, I would have told you you were bothering me. But I'm like, your actions just said I was bothering you. You're ignoring the crap out of me. You broke up with me. Like, is that not saying you're bothering me? So now I'm baffled, I'm confused or whatever. So I said, I just don't want to invade your personal space. He said, shaking my head, but okay. So I'm like, I don't know what any of that means, because you just broke up with me, and now you telling me, why am I not texting you? Like, I don't get it. So that was Saturday. So I guess he was in his feelings at that point because he seen me on Badu. But if I'm on Badu, you're on Badu. So, I mean, what is that supposed to mean? And then you just broke up with me. So I'm like, I don't know if he just needs time to fill this out, think it out. I don't know. So I haven't reached out to him. He haven't reached out to me. And y'all, when I tell you, it's been weighing so hard on me. Like, I'm a Gemini. Normally, I'm like 2 tears in the bucket. Excuse my language, but that's normally how I am. But I cannot shake this. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I'm like, I didn't even do all this when I had broke up with my daughter's father. Our relationship was much longer. We had a child. All the more reason why I could have fought to work it out. But I'm like, I can't understand why I'm feeling this way. I feel so down. But anyway, I know this was a long video, but I just had to talk to somebody. So if anybody can relate or anything, please give me some advice, because I don't know what to do. Like I said, I'm a Gemini. He's a Cancer. I'm 4 years older than him, so I know maturity wise may be different. I don't know, but I just don't know what's going on, and it's wearing on me real ugly. Last week I didn't get any workouts in. I'm on this Tuesday. I didn't do anything yesterday. I'm just like, real blah. You be proud of me. I have been sticking to my eating. The only bad thing is I haven't really had a whole appetite, so I've been eating what I'm supposed to eat. Is just, I may get in 1 meal a day, because I just really haven't had any appetite. I'm like really hurting about this situation, so I just need some words of encouragement, some motivation, some tips, something to get me through this week. I do want to tell you guys what I've been doing in March. So I've been doing this challenge that I seen on Facebook like last year, and I never made it through. So what the challenge is, the whole month of March, you basically have to drink 1 gallon of water every day. Every meal you eat has to be clean, and you have to eat 50% of your meal has to be green. So I have been doing that. So for breakfast every day, I pretty much been doing smoothies. For lunch, I've been pretty much doing salads, and then dinner is like salad and something, or broccoli and something green. So I've been pretty much sticking to that most of the days, like I said the other days. And I'm telling you, the water has been filling me up so much that I have not had a craving for sweets. I have not had room to put my snacks in, because it's like I'm so full all the time. So it's definitely working, and I might even continue this beyond March. I do have a pimple there. It's about to be that time of the month, but I feel like my skin has been glowing more since drinking that gallon of water every day. And I start real early in the morning, and I finish about 10 o'clock at night. I kind of pace my water evenly throughout the day. The cons is the bathroom trips, of course, but I mean, it works out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I did do a weigh-in, so I put my weigh-in video here so you can see where I'm at. And that's it. I'm sorry for the long rambling post, but I need my mojo. I gotta stay focused. I am down 20 pounds since I started on January 2nd, so that was exciting to me. So I'm thankful for that. And remember, my motto is 40 by 40, so I'm down 20 pounds as of March, so that gives me 20 more to get to for June. So it's definitely doable. I'm starting to notice my clothes fitting a little bit differently, and I just don't need this whole relationship to take me off my square. So I'm reaching out to y'all for some help. I don't really like talking about my personal business, but sometimes it helps, and I just need something to get through this, some words of encouragement, like I said, just something. So I will be checking back with you guys next